we go.
Okay, hey everyone, welcome to SVR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. He's Mike Renner. We are the Odds Couple. Today is March 30th. Mike Renner, we got the NIT Finals going tonight, and we also got a bunch of NBA games, including the Cavs with their next game. Will they bounce back? Will they not bounce back? That's the big question. I don't know if anyone's going to bet it, but my sense is that I'm passing. I mean, it's tempting to take Chicago, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, Chicago's had their number for quite some time. Yeah. 6 out of the last 7. Last night, though, there was some interesting stuff. Golden State proved who they are. Going into San Antonio, those two were fighting for that #1 position. Without Kevin Durant, they pretty much manhandled them after that first quarter. First quarter, they were getting blown away, and they came back pretty strong. And I think we saw quite a bit there with those teams.
Yeah. So the question is, will Cleveland bounce back or not? If you gave me a free bet on it, I would probably take Cleveland -5.5.
I think it's a must-win for them, Pete.
I'm not going to bet it. That's for sure.
Tune into the NBA Odds Couple show, and last night in college had Wyoming on the first half. They came out and exploded, so they're going to be playing again. Yeah,
and the other game that's interesting is Detroit just in complete free fall, giving decent points to Brooklyn. Detroit's lost 7 out of 8 ATS, and I did hit on the overnight lines. I hit Brooklyn +6. It's now down to 5.5, and I also hit the under 213. It's down to 11.5. Of course, these two teams played about a week and a half ago or so, and it was a modest scoring game. Brooklyn won by a small margin, and I could see this one also being close and being modest scoring. So that's my take on it.
That's a good take. And also, Brooklyn, they just came off that loss to Philadelphia, but Philadelphia, hell, they're capable of beating anybody anymore.
That's not really a shame.
Exactly. And I think Detroit getting that spiral, that's a hell of a lot of points. I think, Pete, they haven't demanded that kind of respect yet, I don't think.
And then the next game is Houston. After winning a bunch of games in a row, they came off of the loss to Golden State. And the question is, do they bounce back? Now, normally I would say this was a big bounce back spot, except A, you got Harden with a little bit of an injury, and B, they're going to get against Portland, who's covered 7 out of their last 8. So.
Exactly. And C, they don't need to move up for positioning because there's nothing more that can happen. So I think they take the opportunity. Wouldn't be surprised if you see a Popovich here and they go ahead and they sit some players here
and that's exactly what Dale 04 on YouTube just asked. Rockets going to play strong tonight or half an eye on resting some players? And that is, unless you read a report on it saying specifically what the answer is, that is an educated guess. But to me, it's a pass. I don't think, especially with Harden iced. With Harden icing his wrist and Portland playing so well.
Yeah, and bottom line, they don't need it, so they don't need to take that risk. And I don't think there's any way D'Antoni doesn't rest those players tonight. Good insight there, buddy. Good insight. Another interesting game is a bunch of one-and-dones. Lakers going up against Minnesota again. And that could be interesting.
All right, let's see a bunch of people. So a lot of support. Guys saying, glad to see you back, Pistol Pete. Lykeem Hill saying, hey, love y'all guys. Shout out. Shout out to all the people who are saying nice things. Really,
absolutely. Even the ones that don't say nice things. Shout out to them too, Pete. Life's a grind. It's just not sports. It's everything,
All right, so and then we got one NBA the NIT final tonight. Now I'm thinking, maybe I'm not seeing it, but it should be a close game. And I'm not quite sure why Georgia Tech was getting 3.5 on the opener, and now they're getting 4. Now, is there an injury that I'm not aware of, or is that just power rankings?
I think that's power rankings.
And I'm thinking Georgia Tech getting 4. Maybe not worth a huge bet, but a small bet, right?
And here's the thing.
TCU's good, though.
I know, but Georgia Tech's held their last 5 opponents, Pete, to under 40%. Ben Lamar's the junior has 13 blocks the last 2 games. He has 18 for the tournament. And this is a tale of 2 brand new coaches, all right? Josh Pastner, first year at Georgia Tech, and TCU got Jamie Dixon from Pittsburgh, obviously. I don't know. I think Jamie Dixon's coaching could prevail. I like him. Jumping Joe Gavassi, we did a video yesterday, and he's a big supporter of Dixon, but he thinks this is going to be their spot tonight. And he said he wouldn't be surprised if it closed out at 4.5, and it's already moved to half. So
wow, so Gavassi likes TCU.
Yes, he does.
All right, something's driving this line up, and I was thinking, I don't know, Georgia Tech, and I was thinking maybe when we see the St. Peter's, the Texas A&M line come out.
Weren't you on St. You had a
well, I've been on St. Peter's and Texas A&M CC, both those teams for most of the postseason for a while, and they've been cashing. And it's a shame that I missed yesterday's show because I would have been on both of them yesterday.
Well, I knew you would. and that's what Miami Ray said the same thing. So he jumped on it. He said he felt that you would be on that
on both St. Peter's and Texas A&M CC. So those are 2 wins that I missed out. But I want to see what that line is. I'm assuming it's going to be roughly around pick'em. So if it is, I might give another teaser. I might give Georgia Tech, St. Peter's, and Gonzaga, 6-point teaser. But I don't know.
I think Georgia Tech TCU game's a good game to tease. Going, taking Georgia Tech. I don't think TCU will beat them by 10 or more.
Doesn't feel good that Joe Gavassi likes TCU so much.
He does, and he really does too. He put some stuff out there. Check out that video, guys. It's up right now. We produced it yesterday. Really some good insight, Jumpin' Joe. He did a video on the Cavaliers. He's all over them tonight, big
on the
time.
Cavs tonight.
Absolutely, he said it's a must-win.
I mean, it feels that way. It's just when you see a team that's been that sluggish, given that many points on the road. But again, we see this again in the NBA playoffs. You see a team like the first 2 games of a series look like they're just completely lost, and then they'll come out and get a blowout win in games like 3 and 4 and stuff like that. So this is almost a playoff atmosphere. Playoffs are coming, and I would take. If you gave me a free bet on it right now, I would take Cleveland, but I didn't bet on the overnight, and I don't think I'm going to. So
got some hockey on the board. Also, check out the Puckhead show we taped. We went 3-1 last show. I got lucky, went 2-0. Dana went 2-1. We got 2 more head-to-heads tonight. Picking up the steam in the hockey, though. Dana's been doing really good on his article write-up, so please make sure you check that out. And guys, there's going to be a viewing party at SBR on Saturday, right, Maddie? What time is that kicking off? What time are you hosted it?
Lunchtime-ish for us.
Okay, all right, because I know the game starts at 4 o'clock.
6 o'clock Eastern time,
Late lunch.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's going to be a 6 o'clock and then at 8:50 Eastern, which is 4 o'clock and then 6:50 Costa Rica time. Viewing party at SBR. Some guys, I guess, are they going to be doing live betting, Maddie? Are you guys?
No, we're going to be doing all of it.
Okay. Okay. So make sure you check that out. And also, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the like button on those videos.
All right, now here is a useful comment. Here we go.
Okay.
This is from Sean Christian, okay? Big motivation edge for TCU. Playing at MSG means a lot to Dixon. Frogs of War is a TCU website with a good article about it. Now, I will go and I will read that article. Yeah. I don't doubt there's a motivation edge for TCU, but it's the NIT Finals. You're saying there's not an equal motivation edge for Georgia Tech. I'm going to read the article. I'll see what it has to say, but I would be surprised if ultimately there is like a bigger quote-unquote motivation edge for TCU.
Yeah, and
Georgia Tech wants this.
Another thing too, because he had the Big East title there when he was with Pittsburgh, but still, that doesn't really have anything to do with the TCU players, and I think Georgia Tech. But it's a good insight. Georgia Tech, though, they're fired up. This is a team that's playing really good ball, and let's not forget the strength of schedule.
Yeah,
both these teams had pretty tough schedules, and I think it's going to be a dogfight, though, Pete. I really do.
Thanks for the comment, Sean Christian. I will definitely check out that article.
And that is a good valid article. It is up. I looked into it this morning, didn't finish the whole thing. But
although I'm sure you can find like a Georgia Tech website that says with an article on it says Georgia Tech really wants this one. I mean, right?
Yeah, you would think so.
They want it, right? Yeah. If they didn't want to win this one, they would have bowed out in the first round. So
and that kid Ben Lammers, he's going to be one to look out for. 13 blocks in 2 games, Pete. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
man, he must be 7'5" or something. I don't know. Maddie, you know anything about that junior guard? Taco?
I just heard 7'5". So
Taco. Joe Watson is freaking out with tech issues. I think he's the only one who's having sound issues. Here's a quote from Joe Watson. This fucking shit. I always have issues with this sound, but everyone else here. So it's only you, Joe Watson.
But Joe, we're on your team. So please don't get frustrated. Don't throw in the towel.
We're not techie. Joe Watson asking, does everyone else have sound? Yes, they do. Joe Watson, you are the only one. Sorry,
I actually can't.
Except for
Maddie. Maddie Ice.
I got you once today.
All right, so a small slate of games today, and again, the Gonzaga line has moved up. And when it opened, it was about 6.5 or 6. I grabbed it at 6 at the Chris books. Now it's up to 6.5 or 7. And so that line is clearly creeping up a little bit.
Jump up too.
Not really.
Well, it was 4.5 for a minute.
4.5. Yeah, it's jumped up. Yeah, you're right. A half point. That's true. It's up to about 5 market wide, and the totals jumped about a half point.
First couple days they didn't move, and you said you'd probably see some movement. You think on Saturday too?
We might. Yeah, we'll see.
How about the totals? Have they pretty much leveled out?
They've pretty much leveled out. I mean, the North Carolina one jumped early up about a point, and now it's not much movement. Yeah, we're not going to see much movement, but except for that Gonzaga one, which has been creeping up a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing 7.5 by game day, and then we'll see if there's any move back the other way.
I believe that too. Again, I just think that, and Joe Gavassi and I did a video on that yesterday. I think Frank Martin and company, I think they quenched their thirst. I felt it in the locker room. I may be wrong, but I was saying to one of the guys that works here, wouldn't that be something if it was South Carolina versus North Carolina in the damn national championship? That would be something. But who knows? That's why they play the game.
Dan Kellerman, Derek asking about NHL. I love NHL. I don't have time to handicap it until the playoffs come. Mike Brenner, you have anything for
I sure do. Edmonton tonight. That momentum, this team, they won at home the other night and clinched a spot, first time in the playoffs in a minute. They're going to keep the momentum going, and they got a team coming in that's just really, really struggling on the road. So I like Edmonton tonight, and then I also like a dog in hockey. I like Ottawa. Got them plus 150. I think that's a sharp spot going up against a team that's just doing nothing at home. So, yeah, check out the video today, and thank you so much for the comments. Dan Kellerman's always got a good word.
And Dale04 asking about the Clippers. How do we see them playing tonight? There was no overnight line, so I have looked at that game. I look at the games without overnight lines after this show, so but we'll have a opinion on that.
They looked good last night against Washington, and maybe Washington was tired on the road. I don't know, but Clippers, they got to start picking it up, and they better start doing it consistently, and that's what, Cleveland Cavaliers are kind of worried about. The one team that's picking it up consistently right now is the Golden State Warriors, and I'm not kidding you. I think they're really finding that groove, and that could be dangerous as we get closer to the playoffs.
Yeah. Dan Kellerman, Derek saying, doesn't look like Luongo is back, so I'm loving Montreal. There you go.
Okay.
I certainly, this guy follows his stuff, does his research, knows what he's talking about. So, I wish I had a second parallel quantum life so that I could handicap hockey in the regular season.
Or 12 hours more to each day.
12 hours more, or two brains.
Two brains
like
would
one
help.
of those, those people with the one body and two heads.
Yeah, I could see you.
I just occurred to me, if I was one of those people, can do two kinds of handicapping, right?
Can. I like that. We might have to do a graphic on that.
If I had a second life or
you might have a second head.
If I had a second head, I would be the biggest handicapping demon you ever saw.
There you go. There you go.
All right. So I guess that's about it. Should we wrap it up?
I guess we'll wrap it up. Matty Ice, any good insight or anything we need to
touched on every game tonight that exists. So
it's just, let's take a question.
Taco.
I want you. I asked you that question the other day. I don't really want to play around with you guys today. We're all about business.
All right.
That's
okay. All right. So that's about it. I guess we will.
Picks, guys.
Hey, let's give a pick. Let's give one of our favorite picks.
We're gonna do that.
Oh, that's right. We're gonna do that blast.
Yes, guys. Again, don't forget we're gonna keep doing this, but we're gonna put our picks up on Instagram. So check us out.
We got lucky the other day. Both of them won. So here we go.
All right. That's about it. Tune in tomorrow for the show on Friday. We'll cover the big Friday NBA card.
And don't forget, #AskSBR.